In this video, I'm going to be going over a change for Sports Photo Automation version 9.21, and that change is how it handles empty text fields in your CSV file. Now, a lot of people have requested the ability to take these empty text fields and make it so it erases the text in the design. And there is a reason for this. There's for instance, you may be running multiple templates in your CSV, or you may want it just that if there is no name there, you just don't use that field. So for example, you may just want to clear that out. So you deliver the design without a name if there's no name in that. But at the same time, there are times when you may want to use the placeholder text. So for example, team name. If you're doing a whole league of images and you have some that you weren't given the team name information, then maybe you just want to use a placeholder, like in this example, so it says football. So anywhere there's a team name, it would put the correct team name in, but anywhere there's blank, you would use that placeholder because, in a certain design, it may look silly if you take the element out altogether. So with this new release, it can do both. And there's a couple different ways to do this. So I'm going to show you both ways. And first I'm going to show you how it works by default if you have everything turned on in the template. Oh, one thing too before I go into this, I'm going to mention, don't try doing it like this, because this is what I've seen a lot of people do. They'll go in and erase all of this text and then save their template with an empty text field, expecting it to just add text when there is text there. That is not going to work because it needs both the character size, so it fills in the font size correctly, and it also needs the overall size of the text field, so in the case you have resizing on. So whether you have resizing on or not, you need that placeholder text in there, so don't erase that. So how you're going to do this, well, before, I'm going to go over a couple different runs here. I'm first going to go over default and show you what it will do, and then I'll show you the changes you can make. So I've got a quick batch to run that's just got 3 images. I'm going to click pause on finish so we can discuss each of these. So in the case of this first image, there is no text in either of these fields. And you see it's left the placeholders in for both. This is the default mode that it will run, is just leave that placeholder text in if you don't do anything different to your setup. So the next image will have, let's see here, we've got an empty name field, but then we've got the team name filled in. So in this case, it put Thunder in the team name, but it still used that placeholder text for the name. And the next one has both text fields. And so that will replace both. And by default, this is how it's going to run, like I say, unless you make those changes. So you can see we've got the name now and the team name. All right, let's open that template file back up again. Now, the easiest way to do this is for any text fields that you want hidden, if you have a blank, if you hide those here and save your template with that layer hidden, anywhere you have a blank, it is going to leave this layer off. Anything that has text in the field, it's going to turn this layer back on and then replace the text. But you still have to have this placeholder set up correctly for the sizing and for the spacing. So make sure this is all set up, but just turn this off. And let's save this. Let's call this name hidden. Okay, now I'm going to run this same batch. Let's reload our CSV data. Oh no, I didn't want to load the CSV data. I need to reload the template. Oh well, no harm, no foul here. Let's just go get the template. We're going to load in the one called name hidden here that we just created. And this is the one that has the name turned off. Okay, so this first file, this is the one where we were missing information for both the name and the team name. And so you see the template comes in to SPA just like this with the name off, but the team name is on. And then when SPA is done with this, you see that it's left those layers both as far as their visibility. So it's left the team name off, and it's left the it's left the player name off, and it's left the team name on. So in that case, both of our empty spaces worked exactly as we wanted. In this case, we don't have a name, but we do have the placeholder where the team name would go, where it says football. So in case parents can't already tell by the shoulder pads, football helmet they're holding, 50-yard line and stadium lights, we're going to hit them over the head with a hammer and say, yes, your kid is a football player. Just a pet peeve of mine. But in any case, joking aside, there's a lot of cases where you want that text. So let's just continue on to the next. In this case, let's see what we got here. This was the one, the name was missing, but we did have a team name. So in this case, where we had the team name, you see it's put Thunder in there, but we're missing the name information. So again, that's off. And then the next one that runs, it should turn on the player name and replace the text information. And so we'll have both the name and the team name in there. Can you see now we've got both of those layers? So really now this gives you the flexibility to save your templates so that you can make this work either way you want, and you can do it on a per layer basis. Now that's going to do all you need, except for I did mention there were two ways to do this. So for the case where you don't want to turn layers off in your PSD and resave a new PSD format, there is an alternative option. So what you can do is anywhere you want to turn the text off, if you put in no text in here, this is going to force that layer to turn off. So if your PSD has that layer turned on, it will turn it off. And anywhere where you just have a blank and the layer is turned on, it's going to leave it on. So let's save this. Resaving our CSV there. And then what we're going to work on here is we're going to go back and use this template where they're both on again and use that no text to turn this name off, but we're not going to do that for the team name section. So let's go back to our batch processing. Let's reload that CSV file. Now I'm also going to reload that template, so I'm not using the one with the hidden name anymore. All right, now let's run this batch again. All right, so in this first example, we had no text in here. So that turned off the player name. We had blank in the team name. And since that one was turned on in the template by default, it left that on and didn't change any text. So if we go back to our history here, the template comes in like this. The no text word in the CSV turned this off. And then since we had just a blank in the field and this was on to begin with, that one that says football got left on. And this is what we end up with. See, the next one should just turn the name off and put the team name in there. And it did. You see that the no text here turned off the player name, and then the team name changed here. And then the next one should have both layers get the text replacement. And there you go. So anyway, I hope this makes it more flexible so you can use these fields as you want to force empty space into the PSD template when you want. So hopefully that helps and you can really get some good use out of this. Thanks for watching.